If you're in the market for a full-size electric SUV, you've come to the right spot. Today, we're reviewing this 2023 Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV. This is Mercedes-Benz flagship large-scale SUV, and we're excited to be able to review it. I do want to thank Mercedes-Benz of Birmingham for loaning us this vehicle for the day. So let's take this vehicle, let's review it, let's go drive it, and let's see how it stacks up to its competitors. Let's talk specs of the 2023 EQS 580 SUV. Performance-wise, the EQS does not disappoint. It has 21-inch AMG factory spoke wheels with matte gray accents, 536 horsepower, and 633 foot-pounds of torque. 0 to 60 is around 4.5 seconds. The ride is like a magic carpet utilizing Mercedes' aromatic suspension system. It comes with a 4-year, 50,000-mile warranty, as well as a 15-year, 155,000-mile high-voltage battery warranty, and a complimentary factory-scheduled maintenance for 2 years or 20,000 miles. Oh, let's not forget the 10-degree rear axle steering. Seeing the rear wheels turn might take some getting used to, especially for onlookers. The turning circle is decreased by 6.5 feet. This is achieved by moving the rear wheels in the opposite direction at speeds below 37 miles per hour, resulting in a much tighter turning radius, which will be noticed when parking this 7-foot SUV. On the road, at speeds above 37 miles per hour, the rear wheels will move in the same direction as the front wheels. Pretty cool, Mercedes. Opening up the door of the EQS, you will find a spacious, luxurious cabin. Arlona has Neva sable brown leather interior throughout the cabin and soft touch materials everywhere. The seats surround you like a cloud. The doors have two-tone leather with stitching and, of course, Mercedes' signature ambient lighting. The doors also have cooled and heated seats, all buttons being the lock-unlock buttons. All are made of metal and just absolutely incredible to touch. The seat controls are capacitive touch, so just touch them and the seat will adjust. Burmaster sound system will settle your ears while driving. Anthracite linden wood on all the doors and throughout the cabin really make this a wonderful place to be. Stepping in the back seat of the EQS SUV, you will notice the panoramic sunroof that flows all the way to the back passengers. We do have the sunshade up due to the brightness of the sun today. And then you have, of course, power seats in the rear, and your controls are on the side of the door. So you can move the seats forward and backwards and also recline a little bit, which is nice for long trips. And then we also have 2 USB-C ports in the back. Now, one of the higher tier cars will have a screen in the back, and as you notice, the map pockets are nice. Again, the ambient lighting is flowing through the back of the car. All soft touch materials. The seats are just as comfortable in the back as they are in the front. Everything in the back of this car just oozes luxury. As you can see, moving the back seat forward and back a little bit so you can see how that works. There's a center armrest, and within that center armrest there are cup holders, so you press it once and then a little bit again, and then they pop open, and then you're able to put your cups in there and as you're traveling down the road. So again, this is just an incredible car, very luxurious, LED lighting in the rear, your ambient lighting everywhere. It's just a very, very, very nice place and comfortable place to be in the back seat of the EQS SUV. Opening up the trunk, you can see that you will have ample storage space for groceries, luggage, or sports equipment for all the kiddos. And up underneath the floor, you have a nice place to store other items that you would like to just stay out of visibility, or items you do not use as much. And I'll tell you what, the power folding seats is great. Here you have a button, press the button, and all the seats can fold down or fold them down individually, which is great when you have your hands full. And It comes with a nice cargo cover so that when you have groceries or other items in the back, you can store everything and cover them up so nobody can see them from the outside. Now let's talk about this 56-inch Hyperscreen. It is comprised of 3 separate screens up underneath one piece of glass. The center screen is a 17.7-inch, the driver's screen is a 12.3-inch, and the passenger screen is a 12.3-inch as well. Please excuse the fingerprints and the glare on the Hyperscreen. I've been playing with this screen endlessly for hours on hours, but as you can see, the climate control system is really simple to use. It always stays at the bottom, so you're not going to have to hunt and peck through menus to figure out where to go and how to adjust temperature. Navigation system is easy to use. And I think one of the coolest things is being able to customize the screen. So here you can see the driver's side screen. It's just at the setting that when I first got into the car started with. But here I can sit here and adjust out different looks for the screen. From sport mode to classic to navigation. And there you have it. There's the Hyperscreen by Mercedes. Now let's hop in the car and take this thing for a ride on the back roads and in the interstate to give you my opinion. All right, we are back. We have talked about the specs. We have talked about the interior of the car, the exterior, went over the Hyperscreen just a little bit. There's a lot to go over on this Hyperscreen. I think that's another video. So why don't we get in the car? Let's go take a drive, start heading back towards the dealership, and let me give you my impressions of the car. Just driving here, I'm in a parking lot right now, going to the main road. You know, you just don't feel the bumps. You know, we'll get out on some back roads and see what happens and see how it feels. But man, this air suspension is incredible. And this 10-degree rear axle steer is weird. Not in a bad way, in a really, really cool way. I mean, this is a big SUV. And to turn this thing sometimes will probably feel like a boat, right? Not with this rear axle steering. I can turn it and just feel this whole rear end just kind of go with me. It's like somebody's in the back seat with the steering wheel or something. Absolutely love it. So we'll go ahead and get out to the main road. We're going to go down the back roads, hit the interstate, make our way back to the dealership. But you know, handling in some of these tight spaces, coming around into this parking lot, you know, with this rear wheel steering is really, really cool. The air suspension, again, is just absorbing the bumps and all the little imperfections in the roads. It does an incredible job. So let's go ahead and get in to this back road and see what it's like. So again, just the handling aspect of this car, I'm running 50 miles an hour on this back road, is absolutely amazing. Just kind of pointed in the direction, and with this rear wheel steering, it just goes in that direction. I can't say enough, Mercedes really nailed the handling of this big SUV. The air suspension, again, we talked about it in the parking lot. The air suspension on this road is just absorbing these bumps. I'm just floating through it. Some people may not like air suspension. They may want to feel more of the road, and I think that that's fair, but I think it's fair when you're in more of a sedan or a sports car, not a luxury SUV. So I think all luxury SUVs need to have the air suspension just to make the ride a lot better. Talking about, again, on the back roads, talking about the noise, there's zero. Just listen. No wind noise, nothing. It is very, very quiet, dual insulated glass. Just Mercedes knows how to build interiors, people. I mean, we showed you the interior of the car and just the fit and finish, the exterior, the panel gaps, none of that is off at all. Mercedes just
knows what they're doing. And really cool is this car is being built here in Alabama in the Vance plant, which is really like about 30 minutes from my house. Really close. I go that way when I see my son at the University of Alabama, so we drive past it. They've just built the Mercedes battery plant as well, so the batteries are coming from the Vance plant. So it's really kind of neat to be driving an Alabama built vehicle with German engineering, styling, and craftsmanship. Is absolutely amazing. You know, the wheel, let's talk about the wheel. The wheel is not too thick and it's not too skinny. It's just really just right. All of the buttons are really cool. They're all capacitive touch, so you just kind of slide your fingers up and down or barely touch them, and whatever that function is, that function happens. So that's really cool. Performance on this vehicle is amazing. I got a car in front of me right now, but if you just step on it, this thing just sends you back in the seat. I'm gonna go ahead and just punch it. Oh yeah, and you can definitely feel this to 60. I don't have my V-Box in here, so I can't really tell you exactly what the 0 to 60 is, but I think this one is like 4.5 seconds, give or take, and you can feel every bit of it. It gives you that feeling that most of these electric cars have because of all the torque that is just laid down when you press the accelerator. So yeah, so I think what we do now is we get to the interstate. Let's get on the interstate and drive this thing down the interstate. Let me give you my opinions on it, and we'll conclude this review of the 2023 Mercedes EQS SUV. All right, and we're back, and we're just now getting onto the interstate. And we'll kind of get here, and as soon as I get onto the on-ramp, I'll give it a little acceleration. Let's feel what it's like. Oh yeah. Very, very quick. Right at 6,000 pound vehicle. Very quick. Now this is what a Mercedes SUV is about, or a Mercedes car, or any Mercedes, is on the open road. And what does it feel like? How does it drive? Do you hear anything? And I can tell you this cabin is quiet. I may hear a little of the tires, maybe a little tire noise, but I'm doing the speed limit here at 70, and other than barely hearing the tires a little bit, this thing is ultra quiet. And then if you get into just the drivability, how comfortable the car is, it's absolutely amazing. I know I made reference earlier that it's literally like sitting in a recliner at your house. These seats just hug you. There's all kinds of settings that you can do. You have heated seats, cooled seats, massage seats. So there's no way you can't be comfortable in this car on a long drive. I would say that you could easily take this car cross country, no hesitations. Even the whole turning, charging the car, no problems at all. Mercedes MBUX is one of the few ones that really do a good job in helping to design out your route as you're driving. I know there's some other car manufacturers that are just not doing that for some other reason. I know that Tesla's they're the pinnacle. They're the ones that we're striving to get to, and all the other manufacturers. And they do a great job because they do own their own infrastructure of just entering in your address and carrying you wherever you're going to go. Mercedes is closer than I think all the other ones that I've seen. So kudos to Mercedes for doing a good job. Again, I'm very thankful for Mercedes-Benz of Birmingham allowing me to utilize this car for the day to give you a review. Our reviews are real world reviews. We're not going to go into a lot of heavy specs and geek out on the technology. What we're doing is we're driving these cars like if you we're just going to get in the car and drive it. And again, I think you would not be disappointed in this vehicle. The price of this vehicle is around $128,000. That is kind of high for a car or an SUV or anything like that, but you can feel $128,000 in this car. I'm very, very impressed with Mercedes and what they have done. This is their first stab at a full-size electric SUV, and I absolutely think that they completely nailed it. So again, thank you, Mercedes-Benz of Birmingham. Thank you for allowing us to use this car for the day and to review it. And we look forward to doing more reviews of the Mercedes vehicles and other vehicles out there. Please like, subscribe, ring that bell. Comments are definitely welcome, and tell me another kind of electric car that you would like to look at as a review, and we'll see if we can get our hands on it. Till the next video, have a great day.